No matter how disabled you may feel or are at the moment, the solution is not in drugs, because drugs are designed specifically for stopping symptoms. They do not clear the cause of the symptom.
I have a post from someone in the group that I thought was worth sharing, because it goes to the despair part of it, right? I'm seriously scared here to the point of having panic attacks. I have no income. Calling my Department of Social Services gave me nothing. Can't get any more unemployment insurance. I don't know what to do. I'm freaking out. I won't be able to handle an in-person job. I can count on how many times I could leave the house on my fingers due to pain. I have bills to pay, and God knows when my hearing will be scheduled, I guess, to get social services. Does anyone have any miracle advice, because I'm breaking down?
Right. Well, yes, this is the tale of misery, right? Like there's a post in our blogs that lists the 12 stages or 6 stages of whatever fibromyalgia, and you start with aches and pains and the occasional headache, and then you get the occasional flare when you're disabled to the point of not being able to work, and then you are disabled for extended periods of time, and then you are, and so on. The decline continues, right? Like it's just a level of disability that you reach as you go. And no matter how disabled you may feel or are at the moment, the solution is not in drugs, because drugs are designed specifically for stopping symptoms. They do not clear the cause of the symptom. Meaning this, as an example, your migraine or your headache is not the deficiency of Tylenol. Your migraine is not the deficiency of Excedrin. Your, what else problem we could think of? Well, your nerve pain is not caused by the deficiency in Lyrica. Okay, that's the point. You cannot get to better by taking toxic things. They can only stop a symptom from being there in your face. But fibromyalgia is an illness of many symptoms, 10, 12, 15. So if you start stacking drugs, that will manage symptom 1, symptom 2, that mix of those two is enough to cause a side effect. So you will now have a third drug to suppress the side effect. And so anyway, it's an unwinnable situation. Scott, what did you want to say about all this?
Well, I wanted to say that this individual has an emotional problem. Right?
Yeah.
Like, because she's got panic attacks. She's terrified about the future. So that kind of goes to faith. Like, one of the things when I was traveling, when I travel the world and I'm in a situation where I'm a bit anxious or concerned, my question is, am I going to die tomorrow or today? And the answer is always no. I'm concerned about flying somewhere. 1 million people have flown there. So it's not a big deal, right? So when you're faced with insurmountable emotional and situational stress, you have to make a decision of how am I going to deal with this stress? Because having panic attacks is not a good answer, right? And everybody gets into the mire, the muck, the crap, and wallow in it. And it's hard to tell you don't do that, right? When you're in it. And people always hate this too will pass, right? But this too will pass.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
well, let me try a few practical things on this. So metabolic typing will teach us that we have two extremes. The autonomic nervous system has two branches, sympathetic and parasympathetic. Parasympathetic is the calm one, but if you overdo it, you get depressed. The sympathetic is the action driven one, but if you overdo it, you get into anxiety. It's controlled by the vagus nerve. So first thing, you would want to make sure that your vagus nerve is not mechanically impeded. There's an outlet just under your ear. So if your head is somehow badly twisted, or your neck, if you have some problems in the C1, C2, C3 area, you may be causing some problems. So chiropractic investigation is warranted. Second thing is the internal pH balance. Acidity is associated with the anxiety. You are one of the two types. The oxidizer gets more anxious eating carbs. The autonomic gets more anxious eating fats. You need to figure out which you are. So give yourself a glucose challenge. Like eat a bowl of porridge with banana on top. That's all carbs. If that makes you calmer, the answer is limit fat. If it makes you anxious, then do the antidote, which is a spoonful or two of coconut oil or a shot of olive oil or 2 sausages with a piece of bacon and egg or something like that. Like an omelet with 2 pieces of sausage or whatever, eggs, proteins, steak, fat. Those are the opposites of the carbs. So understand this. The typical breakfast, 2 eggs, hash browns, sausage, toast, some of each, right? Like 1 foot on the brake, 1 foot on the gas. What you need to do is you need to decide about the ratios. If you are calmed by fat, you need more fat than you need carb. So adjust that. The third thing here is the stability or instability of your nervous system. And for that, we have a supplement, and it's called Empower Plus. And it's a blend of vitamins, minerals, and amino acids, and a couple of botanicals. And that thing helps to broaden the base on which your immune system, not immune, your autonomic nervous system stands, which is, if you're like this, standing on 1 foot, then you are easily knocked out. If you're like this, standing wide, it's not going to be easy to knock you over. It's within you. It's within you like that. Some of us are more resilient. Some of us are really sensitive to these winds, if you will, of metabolic shift. So now to specifically address the anxiety, the most parasympathizing mineral is magnesium. So take a foot soak, take a bath, take a supplement. The most parasympathizing food is chlorophyll. So green things, wheatgrass, barley grass, alfalfa leaf juice, chlorella, lettuce, green onion,
kale,
arugula, kale, yes, all of that. All of these things are foods that will make you be calmer. The more green, the better.
Yeah. Yeah, because, I mean, the chances are you're not going to die today or tomorrow. You have a big problem, and you're not going to be solving it if you're in total flight and fight mode 100% of the time, and you're never resting or healing. Now you're just going to get sicker and sicker and sicker.
No. I should add one more thing. The most calming thing there is CBD, cannabidiol. We have that available on a website called Remarkable Recovery. Sorry, I didn't remember for a moment. RemarkableRecovery.com. We offer the CBD there, and it's not hemp in general. Like medical marijuana is not the answer here for the following reason. THC triggers anxiety. Cannabidiol, CBD, lowers it. So if you smoke medical marijuana, it will have too much THC in it, and it will not be helpful to somebody who deals with anxiety.
Right. And I guess the other part to this particular individual situation is you need to take one step at a time and do what you can do, right? Like, I'm waiting to see what social services says. Well, wait, but don't wait in full of anxiety and everything else. Deal with whatever they say when they say it. And I know it's not easy when you don't know where you're going to get money and you don't know how you pay your rent and you don't know a lot of things. But that's where a little bit of faith comes in. And are you leaving today? Are you getting kicked out today? No. Well, then, see what you can do to make sure that you don't get kicked out in 3 weeks. But that's not, you're safe today now. You're projecting yourself into the future, and that's not a safe place.
Yeah, that's an excellent advice. Anxiety is amplified the further you are from here now. We have two styles, right? Some people are projecting themselves into the future and catastrophizing what's going to happen if, when, sometime. Other people live in their past. They're reliving all stuff. They are feeling guilty about what was, what they did, or what they didn't do. I should have this, I shouldn't have that. That all lives in the acidity, anxiety, not now. The now is take another breath and exhale it on a count that's 3 times longer than the inhale. So if you inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and so on. Just slow down the exhalation. And also deep breathing works. And one more trick, that's your tongue. You roll it and touch it to the roof of your mouth as far back as you can reach. I can't talk when I do that, but when you do that, it's reminding your autonomic nervous system to go parasympathetic. Yoga will teach you that.